meant like visual aid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
That's a visual aid.
That is a visual aid.
Food for all food.
Hamburgers, also known as my first love. If you don't count God and family, of course. My relationship with hamburgers started around the time I could drive because we played a lot of baseball games, and the last place my friends and I wanted to be was home. So we would leave to go to the small town where we were playing, 'cause we only played in small towns. We would leave and we would go to find the hole in the wall in the town, and we would go in there. And then when I ordered my first hamburger, that's when my borderline addiction had started. So burgers are the best thing in the world because the way they taste, because of my 3 great discoveries, and the history of it. So let's start with amazing taste. You've got your hamburger, your cheese, and your bun, and of course you've got your lettuce, tomato, and onion, and those are the things I throw out. So let's be real. The 3 detectors of if your hamburger is going to be good. Your first one is if you hold it like this in your hands and you hear a splat, and you look down and there's grease on your plate, you know it's going to be a great hamburger. Number 2, you know it's going to be good if it melts in your mouth. Number 3, if you order your hamburger and you get it, and then you can't name even the establishment you are in, you know it's a good place to eat. Now, let's switch over to my 3 great discoveries. One of those holes in the wall is in a town called Murray, Nebraska, and it's called Fire Barn. And every time we would play Syracuse or Plattsmouth, we would go and stop in Murray because their burgers are so good. And if you're smart and you order a jalapeno burger, you find out that you're not going to actually have a jalapeno in there. What they do, unless you ask for it, what they do is they actually squirt it, the juice in there while they're making it. And when you're eating it, you're crying. But for 2 reasons. Because it tastes so good and you love it. And 2, because it's doing its best to kill you. And that's the kind of relationship I like. And number 2, the second discovery is Chili's. Now we all know in the last 5 years they've done a lot of renovations and they've switched over to fresh. And I mean, when you eat the hamburger, you seriously, like, you know when you're eating a mint and you get that fresh in and out airflow? I seriously felt that when I was at Chili's and I ate, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, and the third one, of course, is Dave & Buster's. And it fits one of the detectors. It actually melts in your mouth. Like the hamburger, the cheese, and the bun, they come together as one, and it's just, well, you know. So before I creep anyone out, let's go kind of in the history of the hamburger. There is over 20 people who claim that they invented the hamburger, and that's just ridiculous. Because we all know that if anyone's name is going to be associated with hamburger, it would probably be me. So, anyway, so in the World War I era, the hamburger was going out of style. The Salisbury steak was invented, and I personally feel it's because that women see the extra ingredient, as in the bun, and they're like, well, I don't want to get fat. So they just put the meat on the plate and douse it with whatever sauce they want, and it's Salisbury steak. Well, thanks to White Castle in the early 1920s, they made these 2.5-inch hamburgers, and you know, it kind of satisfied everyone. Women can control how much they eat, and guys can have as much as they want. And then in the 1940s, thank God, McDonald's brought it and it made it popular again. So thank you, McDonald's, as we have right here. But anyway, hamburgers, my first love, or my third love, as we discussed earlier. But hamburgers are the greatest food in the world because of the way they taste, my 3 great discoveries, and the history of the hamburger. So anyone watching this speech, when we go out to eat, there's no need to wonder what I'm going to order because the hamburger is where my heart is. That's it.